There is a feeling, a quiet whisper that haunts the background of so many of our lives. It's the feeling of untapped potential. It's the song you never learned to play, the book you never wrote, the business you never started, the kindness you never offered. It's the sense that there is a treasure chest locked inside of you, but you've long since forgotten where you put the key. We dismiss it as daydreaming or wishful thinking, but what if that feeling isn't just your imagination? What if that sense of more is actually a divine echo, a reminder of a sacred deposit that God Himself placed within your spirit? He entrusted you with a unique portfolio of gifts, skills, experiences, and resources. But with that trust comes a question that Jesus posed in one of His most challenging and unsettling parables. It's a question that cuts to the very core of our purpose. So today, I want to ask you to be brave enough to face it. Are you burying what God gave you? To understand the weight of this question, we must go to Matthew chapter 25. Jesus tells the story of a master who, before embarking on a long journey, calls 3 of his servants and entrusts them with his wealth. It's important to understand what a talent was. It wasn't just a coin. It was a unit of weight representing about 20 years' worth of a laborer's wages. It was a fortune. To one servant, the master gives 5 talents. To another, 2. And to a third, he gives 1 talent, each according to his ability. Then he leaves. The story tells us the servant with 5 talents immediately went to work and doubled his money. The servant with 2 talents did the same. But the servant who received 1 talent went off, dug a hole in the ground, and hid his master's money for safekeeping. When the master returned, the first 2 servants were celebrated. But the third servant, who returned the exact amount he was given, was met with a shocking rebuke. And in his story, we find 3 life-altering lessons. Lesson number 1, you must conduct an inventory of your true wealth. The first step to unburying your talent is to realize what it is. The master gave them talents of silver, but God has given us so much more. Your talents are the full portfolio of assets He has entrusted to you. Let's conduct a brief inventory right now. First, there are your gifts of skill. This is what you do well. Maybe you cook with love, organize with precision, listen with empathy, or teach with clarity. These are not accidents, they are endowments. Second, your gifts of experience. Your past failures are now lessons in resilience. Your past heartbreaks have given you a well of compassion. The wisdom you gained raising a family or navigating a difficult career is a priceless asset. Your story is a talent. Third, your gifts of resources. This includes your money, yes, but it's also your time. It's the spare room in your house, the car you can use to help someone, the computer you can use to learn or teach. It's your network of friends and family. And finally, your gifts of the Spirit. Things like patience, hospitality, encouragement, discernment. These are the currencies of the kingdom. You are far wealthier than you think. The first step is to stop looking at what you lack and, like the servants, acknowledge what has been placed in your hands. Lesson number 2. You must diagnose the anatomy of your fear. This is the heart of the parable. Why did the third servant bury his talent? He gives us the answer himself. He says to the master, "I knew that you are a hard man, so I was afraid." His inaction was not born of rebellion, but of terror. And his terror was born of a distorted view of his master. This is the great tragedy. He saw his provider as a punisher. This same fear paralyzes us today. First, there's the fear of failure. What if I try to use my gift and I fail? What if I invest my time and money and lose it all? It's safer to do nothing. But the parable teaches that playing it safe is the failure. Then, there's the fear of criticism. What will people say if I step out? They might think I'm arrogant or foolish. So we bury our gifts to avoid the judgment of others. But the root of it all is a wrong view of God. Like the servant, we see God as a hard master, waiting to punish our mistakes rather than a joyful investor, eager to see us grow. We think He wants preservation when He is asking for multiplication. This fear-based theology is the dirt that we use to bury our God-given potential. The Master's harshest words were for the one who let a wrong perception of him dictate his actions. Lesson number 3. The goal of faithfulness is greater responsibility. Look closely at the reward given to the first 2 servants. The Master says, "Well done, good and faithful servant. You have been faithful with a few things. I will put you in charge of many things. Come and share your master's happiness." Notice, the reward for good work was more work. It was a promotion. It was an expansion of influence and trust. In the world's economy, the goal is often to work hard so you can eventually do nothing. In God's economy, the goal is to be faithful so you can be entrusted with more of His kingdom's business. The ultimate prize isn't retirement on a beach. It's a deeper partnership with the Master. It is to hear those words, "Come and share in my joy." The joy of creation, the joy of multiplication, the joy of a purpose fulfilled. That is the true return on investment. So the question comes back to us. What is in your hand? What gift, what skill, what resource have you buried? Not out of malice, but out of fear. Fear that you're not good enough, that you might fail, that God might be disappointed. This is your moment to change the narrative. The prestige of faith is not found in timidly protecting what we have, but in boldly multiplying it for the glory of the one who entrusted it to us. Here is your challenge for this week. First, perform your inventory. Take a piece of paper and write down at least 5 talents, skills, experiences, resources that God has given you. Second, choose one of them and take one small, tangible step to unbury it. If your talent is encouragement, send a thoughtful text to someone who is struggling. If it's cooking, invite one person over for a simple meal. Just one step. That's all it takes to start. If this message has challenged you to see your life differently, please subscribe to our channel and like this video. And in the comments below, I would be so encouraged to read, what is one talent you have identified in your own life? Let's celebrate the incredible wealth that this community already possesses. Thank you for watching. Remember, you were created to be fruitful and to multiply. It's time to pick up your shovel. Until next time, live a life of unburied potential.